How's it going, family? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to discuss something that I think the developers of Saitama need to consider. As we are going through the motions of adding projects after projects, crypto projects to the Saitama ecosystem, meaning on the SaitaSwap or even the SaitaPro app, I'm thinking that, there is one particular project that has been making waves, making a big splash in the crypto industry. Before we get into that, let me remind you to go ahead and like this video. It really helps the YouTube algorithm out. And also, please be sure to subscribe to this channel because it also means that you will never miss any content that we put out. Now that we've gotten that out the way, let's get into this, guys. I wanted to talk about Volt Inu. Yes, you may have heard of this crypto project in the past, Volt Inu. It's been around for quite a while at this point, a little bit over almost a year. In fact, it came out in December 2021 of last year, December of last year. And at that point, really no one was interested in it. No one knew anything about the crypto. It wasn't doing anything. And then all of a sudden, when this year came around, they made a splash in the crypto area. Now, what I wanted us to do is to take a look at their website. We're not going to walk through in detail, but I wanted to point out some key things that I think will be essential to the Saitama Wolfpack family in terms of benefiting the family if the Saitama development team decides to list the Volt Inu cryptocurrency in the ecosystem for Saitama. Now, you can go to their website, voltinu.in. It again is voltinu.in. And at first glance, when we go here, we can see that their website shows that, hey, Volt Inu is running on two different ecosystems, two different blockchains, Ethereum and also the Binance Smart Chain. As you can see, the contract numbers are there. Now, as we scroll down, the first thing that jumps out at me is the fact that this cryptocurrency project has been listed on nearly 40 different centralized exchanges. Talk about being listed everywhere. That is amazing. And to be honest with you, I've been following this project since the start. And as a full disclosure, I've actually been an investor of this project from the beginning. I'm not talking about this project because I'm personally invested. I'm talking about the project because they are doing big things. And I want to bring that information to you so that you can consider whether or not it's the right project for you to invest in, because this is not financial advice. We're just bringing you guys facts here and bringing you guys the news. So let's continue on with this conversation. So you can see that this project has been listed on 37 centralized exchanges, and you're seeing them scroll across your screen here. And we're not going to sit here and wait for all of them to go by because that would just simply take too much time. However, as we continue to march along here, looking at their website, they give you a whole spiel about what they are. They're a hyperdeflationary token. I hope they are, because they are trying to make splashes in the crypto industry. And that is the benefit of crypto being deflationary versus the traditional fiat currency, which it can be inflationary, as we are seeing now with our economy. But I digress. Let's continue to move along here. One of the things I wanted us to take a look at here is their roadmap. As you can see, their roadmap has been broken down into 4 different stages. And the cool thing to note here is they've actually accomplished the majority of the things that they set out to do. You can see stage 1 here. It's just the basics, getting on Etherscan, being verified, being validated on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, basically launching their project and attaining holders like 1,000 holders. They basically blew that out the water without an issue. And stage 2, having some NFT acquisitions and doing things of that nature, focusing on getting listed on some swaps such as Shiba Swap and FegX listings as well. And then also releasing their white paper. Now, stage 3 and stage 4 is when things started to get interesting, where they came out with global marketing campaigns. I have seen things all over the internet and all over Twitter about this project being advertised in Central Park, not necessarily Central Park, but downtown New York City, Times Square. That's what I'm trying to say, Times Square, guys, being introduced there to the masses. And one of the things they actually came through with is releasing their own play to earn game here on their website. You can actually go there and play it here by clicking game. We're not going to do that for the purposes of this conversation, but you are now armed with the information to go to voltinu.in and do it yourself. All right. And so as we head to the latter stages of what their current roadmap is. And I say current because most of these projects that are up and coming, they tell you a tentative roadmap. And then once they accomplish those things, they they upgrade their roadmap and add additional things that were not necessarily on the original roadmap. So I'm pretty sure this is probably not going to be the last of what they are hoping to accomplish for the Volt Inu project. So as you can see, they're going to dive into some more NFTs with their own collection, things of that nature. And one of the things that they are trying to do is serve as an incubator for launching projects in their ecosystem. So that's something that is going to serve as a great utility for the Vote Inu project and the Vote Inu family. Now, one of the things I wanted us to do now is take a look at their white paper. Now, what I've done for their white paper is I've just scrolled down to the parts I wanted us to focus on because this is going to give you the meat and potatoes of what you need to know just enough about this project to know, hey, whether or not you want to learn more about the project or if you think it would be a good fit for being listed in the Saitama ecosystem, mainly the SaitaPro app and the SaitaPro web application or SaitaSwap web application. So let's take a look at this, guys. As I mentioned to you before, these are the utilities and use cases at first glance at a high level. They are releasing a play to earn racer game, which is pretty much already out, an automated social activity reward system, which is one of a unique of its kind. It's basically very unique. And we'll get into some more details in that in a later video where we do a full deep dive into the Vote Inu project. They're going to have their own NFTs. They're going to launch their swap, the launch pad for other projects. And as you can see here, they have partnerships with a slew of other different cryptocurrencies as well as companies such as shopping.io, which will allow you to use your Vote Inu to make purchases. Yes, that is true. Now, if we continue to move along, I wanted to show you guys the NFT collections that they have as of now. These NFTs are pretty dope, guys. These are sweet. I get the feel of kind of like dinosaur-ish type deal. I mean, these are pretty cool. Look at this. I'm just going to scroll through here quickly just to show you. We're not going to read this stuff, but I just want to show you what they are envisioning for their NFTs. So as you can see, I believe these NFTs will do very, very, very well. Now, one of the things I usually look for in a project to see if it's a good project and if it's going to be something that's going to have momentum behind it is their social media presence. Now, Volt Inu has mastered this. Take a look at their social media presence, guys. Let's go to their Twitter page here, and that's Volt Inu official. So when we go here, first glance, you can see that they have nearly 100,000 followers, 88.1 thousand to be exact. And they have sent over 6,000 tweets since this Twitter handle has been in existence. That is a lot of tweets, guys. So they are really, really active in the community from a social community standpoint. And as I mentioned to you before, this project was launched back in 2021 in December. And as you can see, their latest post here, well, that's a pinned tweet, but as you can see here, there are a lot of tweets that they're doing. I mean, they are very active on a day-to-day basis. And one of the things that I wanted to do is take a look at their pricing action because they recently migrated over to a version 2 contract. Now, as I said, the contract came out in December 2021. As you know, in the state of our economy and the state of meme coins, right? This started off as a meme token, hence the name Volt Inu, right? Now, one of the things that has been going on, and that's a trend in the crypto industry, is a lot of cryptos that came out during the meme space. They are migrating to new contracts, new versions. And the reason they're doing that is because they want to introduce the latest and greatest trends in terms of what can be built into the coding of their contract. So, for instance, a lot of projects like, and I'm not picking on them, but I'm just saying this as an example. Shiba Inu, they launched their contract way back a couple of years ago. They're still on the same contract, but they are having difficulties having burning implemented so that they can cut down on the circulated supply of their token to help raise the price faster to something to help the project grow exponentially, right? They're having issues with that because they never implemented burn into their contract. In fact, Saitama was the trendsetter for implementing not only docs devs, but also burn mechanisms into their contract. So guess what? Volt Inu is doing the same thing, hence migrating to version 2. They wanted to introduce a slew of things to make their project more valuable and to add more utility for you, the investors. Now that we have that out the way, let's take a look at their pricing action. As you can see, they have a total liquidity of about 2.74 million. Over the last 24 hours, they've done about $88,000 in volume trading action, and then they have a market cap of around 56.09 million dollars. Now, they are not a very small community. They are a force to be reckoned with. They have about 14,000 holders as of the time of this recording here in September 2022. So they have a nice little chunk of followers there. And as you can see, their circulating supplies there and then their total supply. I don't know if that's correct because it's saying the same exact thing, but I digress. But as we look at this pricing action, we can see that they reached a height of around 3647, that price point there. And they've since retraced back like most cryptocurrencies today because of the market conditions. And as we look and we zoom out on a 4-hour chart here on DexTools, we can see they've pretty much been trading sideways for several months here. And that tells me that they may be getting ready to have a breakout in the price. Now, they had a recent breakout as of earlier part of September. They went up and then they established a new higher low here in terms of their floor. So I'll be interested to see where the price goes when the next bull run hits. Now, one of the things that I wanted to bring this conversation towards so that we can put a bow tie on this conversation to help you to get to the point that I'm trying to make, that I think Volt Inu will be a fantastic project to be listed on the SaitaPro app and on SaitaSwap, is this. Look at the markets that where you can buy the Volt Inu token. Right now, Gate.io is the only top tier exchange where you can buy Volt Inu. They are doing around $972,000 in volume on a daily basis. And as you can see here, all of the other sources or other markets where you can purchase it, right? You see these places, not many that are doing a lot of volume. So they may be listed on 37 to 40 different centralized exchanges, but these are the top ones that are bringing in the revenue or the transactionary volume on a day-to-day basis. Now, you may be asking, what does this mean for Saitama? What does this have to do with Saitama? Well, it's simple. It's like this, guys. Saitama, as you know, has been listing projects on a weekly basis as we look back in history now since SaitaPro has become open for business. And every time those projects were listed, they not only helped those projects to go on a parabolic run, they also help to add more value to Saitama because this is putting new eyes on the Saitama utilities, namely SaitaPro. So now these projects being listed on SaitaPro, that's another place where people can go and purchase it. And it's all contained within an app that can be used in the palm of your hand on your Android or your iOS mobile Apple devices. So that in itself is a utility that I believe that would be a perfect match for this Volt Inu project. Now, can you imagine Vote Inu announcing to all of its followers and to its ecosystem, all of the people that love Vote Inu, that it has been listed on SaitaPro? This is going to bring new eyes to SaitaPro. It's going to cause people to question themselves. What is SaitaPro? I thought I've heard about Saitama. Is this the app that Saitama released? Oh my God, let me go check it out, because they got to sign up for the app in order to use the app to purchase Vote Inu. Once they get into the app and they see how slick it is and how nicely laid out it is and how beautiful the app's interface is, they may very well turn into Saitama investors, because why not? They're using the SaitaPro app. It helps the utility for SaitaPro and it helps the utility for Saitama, makes the price increase. So, guys, all I'm saying is this: let's have an open mind and let's champion these projects that have been around, that have proven themselves that they are going to be a force to reckon with. And I will argue that Vote Inu has what it takes to be listed on the SaitaPro app. So, hey, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Add to this discussion. Tell me, do you think Vote Inu would be a great addition to the SaitaPro app and then also to SaitaSwap in the Saitama ecosystem? I believe it will. And you know what? Here's another thing I think would be beneficial. Could the devs work out something with Vote Inu to actually participate in it hyperburn for Saitama. Because as we've seen in the trends lately, Saitama has been doing that with all of the cryptos they've listed on their platform. That being said, guys, there you have it. I want you to join into the conversation below and let's make this interactive. Join into that conversation and don't be shy. Hit the like button for this video and smash that subscribe button with your notification bells turned on so that you can continue to get updated when we come out with new content. I'm going to leave you with this, guys. Remember to continue to invest with a purpose so that you can create generational wealth for you and your family. We'll talk to you guys real soon.